Welcome to the ABC Business Network Connections. My name is Turan Mirza and I'm the chair of the ABC Business Network. This is a series of video interviews with members of our network so you can get to know them and find out about them. It's our hope that you will see that we are a friendly and supportive group that can help your business grow and help us in some way in return. Today I have David McKeown from Fire Safety Solutions NI. He's a client manager at Fire Safety Solutions NI. But without further ado, I'll let David introduce himself and tell us about his work. So David, to start with, tell us about yourself. Maybe before Fire Safety NI came out up on the radar for yourself. Tell us a bit about yourself and your background.
Good morning. I'm David, as Turan said. I'm married to Linda, one of Ireland's top garden designers. I have a daughter, Erin, at 27, who works for the Ulster Wildlife Trust and has a master's in environmental management. Son Paddy, who is 23 and is a musician and is also a master first-class honours degree in fine arts. So yeah, that's the family. I have a dog and a cat, and my hobbies, I suppose, would be everything from art, music and rugby. And I am now the client manager for Fire Safety Solutions, a one-stop shop for fire prevention in Northern Ireland, well actually in all of Ireland and even in the UK at the minute.
Excellent, excellent. So Fire Safety NI, Fire Safety Solutions NI, tell us, how did you get into that business?
Okay. Yeah, my background really was in business development, business management development. I worked for a number of companies, I suppose, in the supply chain area where they were hoping to get into new markets, open up new markets. So I was working throughout the UK and even into Europe as a business development manager. And I was approached by a gentleman, one of these BNI groups. The terrible things. Yeah, I know. Who said there was a company looking for someone in a business development client management role. Would I be interested in it? Previously, I'd been working for the FSB for 3.5 years, and I enjoyed the interface with people. I love getting out and meeting different people. So this was an opportunity, I thought, to get out, meet people from lots of different backgrounds, businesses, etc., and also provide a service that actually, whenever I sort of looked into the whole role of fire prevention, was very crucial, a very critical service, and a lot that people didn't appreciate what was involved in. So I've been doing that now for a year and a half, thoroughly enjoying it. Off to Portrush this afternoon to see someone who's opening up Airbnb apartments. But on the other hand, yesterday I was in Belfast looking at a number of restaurants, helping them out. So you can literally be working with a person who owns an HMO around the university hour to working with large corporate businesses based throughout the world who are maybe taking out offices in Belfast and things. So it's very diverse, very interesting work.
So just to clarify in terms of your role as a client manager, is that like front-end sales? Are you the first point of contact, or are you past the clients once they've been taken?
I can be the first point of contact. Sometimes we'll get referrals coming into the office, people asking just very general questions about fire safety. Simple things like, where do I buy a fire extinguisher? And the office will ask them, well, why? What do you need this for? Suddenly it can develop into, well, I've opened a business. And, well, you maybe need more than that. But actually, a lot of people don't realize that if you run a commercial business at all, you need a fire risk assessment. Simple as that. It is the law. So whether you decide that you think you're capable of doing one yourself, which you can do, or you want to get some just guidance and advice on it, I'm there to go out and meet those people and explain what is involved from start to finish. And we can run the business from literally that first face-to-face meeting of what is it you're doing, what is it you need, right through to, right, we're going to supply and help you and manage you and keep you on the right side of legislation.
And again, in terms of legislation, I'm guessing there's a lot of things to keep in mind, hence the importance of having a company like yourselves. Keeping things in check and keeping updated on all those things.
Yeah, certainly, because whenever we have a very good online system for managing clients' requirements. It's really effective, but it also lists then the statutory regulations. And whenever I'm doing a presentation to somebody, I used to go, well, here's all the statutory regulations. And whenever you've got an hour, you can read through them because there's a list as long as your arm of building control, fire authorities, city councils, what they insist that you have to have. And it could be very simple things. It could be a case of tidying an exit route from a building right through to, for example, this guy I'm going to see in Portrush. He told me he has a 10mm gap under one of the doors in the bedroom, and he's been told that that isn't correct. He must fix that. And he's correct. He is. He must fix it, because if something did happen, that's the sort of thing that insurance companies will look for, you know?
I was going to, well, I was going to ask that, and yes, you brought that up, just timed it nicely, because it's, correct me if I'm wrong, you're not insured if you don't have these fire safety checks in place.
It will give the insurance company their get out clause. That's the key to it. They will look, first question will be, do you have a fire risk assessment? And if you know, they'll go, why don't you have a fire risk assessment? It's the legislation. And then they'll look for the gaps, you know, that, well, you should have done this and you would have known this if you'd had a fire risk assessment. So that, but the thing is also, we're BAF registered, we have all the certificates, we're indemnified. So we're a company that has the support there to back you up if anything does happen. Yeah. You know, we look after our clients, we indemnify the work that we do, which is very important.
And what's their set? I'm guessing no two clients are the same, but there must be common things that people overlook. What's the most common thing that's not done right by people?
I suppose the most common one that I've come across is the likes of simple things like plugs, multi-use adapters, you know, the old 3-pin plugs, overloading them, yeah. Extension leads where you walk into some of the fanciest offices in Belfast, and underneath the table you have 3 gangways all plugged into each other everywhere, and mobile phone adapters, which are lethal. Yeah. We do a fire warden training course, which is run by one of our guys who's an ex-fireman. And he shows this brilliant video of walking into this beautiful house, and the hall's beautifully decorated, and then he opens the door to the living room and it's black. And it's absolutely burnt out. And that all happened because of a phone adapter. But the reason it didn't spread was that they had the correct type of door installed in the building, which is another thing. So there's lots of little things that turn up, and it can be quite worrying, I suppose, for people whenever we do come out and produce a report and it's this long. Yeah. But we have managed them go through that step by step, from statutory high importance ones to recommendations, so that we try to spread it out and take away the panic.
Well, that's it. It's about knowing you have somebody looking over you and that knows the stuff inside out. That's the main thing. And again, you also talked about doing reports and stuff. Do you do training for, you know, fire extinguisher training, things like that there? We
do indeed. We do courses either at a client's premises if they have maybe a group of 12 people, or they can come to our premises, which is now all COVID broken up so that they're all interspersed at the correct distances. And we also do online training. The online training is very good in that if you maybe have a lot of new starts, we'd find the likes of, again, restaurants, hotels, maybe have somebody starting, they can sit down at lunchtime, click and go online and go through like a tick box video type process, which lets them know which fire extinguisher to use in the right occasion, how to get out of the building correctly, make sure all their people are out of the building. So people find it very interesting. And then if they do the actual fire warden training course, they get to let off fire extinguishers and put out a bit of a fire and things. So it's entertaining as well as enlightening and educating.
Good stuff, good stuff. So, I mean, you just mentioned COVID there. Obviously, you know, things are changing. We're making this video just at the start of October 2020. And so what's changed in this year for your business?
Well, I suppose the very fact that like this, I would be doing quite a lot of Zoom meetings with people. People aren't quite as comfortable with you maybe coming to their premises. A lot of the likes of nursing homes, things don't want you coming into their premises. So we've really, I suppose, like so many businesses, focused in on Zoom meetings a lot as well. It's been interesting to see work with restaurants and pubs, etc., and how they're trying to get around opening again. And the other thing, again, going back to the likes of their insurance, a lot of people thought because of the lockdown that insurance companies, building control would maybe step back and take it easy and use that as accept that as an excuse for not doing things. Far from the truth. The insurance companies were rubbing their hands going, great, this is a get out for us because you didn't do what was required. So it's changed that way, and we've found a big ramp up now, and people sort of clicking and going, you know, for a free site visit and just a bit of advice, it's worth making a phone call. And that's what we do. We go out, we don't do a hard sell. We literally tell people that, you know, you need to look at this, you need to check this, have you got this? And if we can help, great, you know, so it works well.
Perfect. So looking forward to the future, you know, be it in the next couple of months or the next couple of years, has Fire Safety NI Solutions got any big plans, any what's ahead for the company?
Yeah, well, we were very much in the expand mode before the lockdown. So we've had to do a lot of sort of a restructuring and reshuffling of plans for the year ahead. I think one of the big things is that we are developing, putting a lot of work into website development, online processes for the client to manage their systems. So there's a big drive in the, I suppose, the IT end of things, but it's also looking at new areas where people have not looked in any depth greatly at the likes of fire warden training or just their general maintenance of property. It's going to be interesting with the likes of the universities now.
Yeah.
You know, we've done work down for Trinity in Dublin, etc., and places like that there. But with students in this sort of limbo area almost, you know, HMO housing for students is a big, big area of risk, even if they're not occupied and they're losing numbers that way, which we've noticed. You know.
Well, that's it. That's important. Well, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I forgot about the houses of multiple occupancy, HMOs. So that's another key person to get in contact with yourselves. And also, obviously, I mean, you mentioned, so you're not just confined to Northern Ireland. You go down south as well. Good stuff. Excellent. Well, David, that's nearly us. It was lovely to hear about yourself, your background, your family, and about the business. So how do we, you know, now that we know we all need, if you're a business, you do need to get a fire safety check. How do we get in contact with yourself?
Okay. You can give me a call, and I always forget because I've got about 10 mobiles. It's 07399 753 908. If you want to phone me on the mobile, just for a chat even.
Yep.
Or my email is david.m@firesafetysolutionsni.co.uk.
Good stuff. And if anybody didn't catch that verbally, then I'll put it in the description section of this video below.
Literally, I'm more than happy if somebody just wants to phone up for some general advice. Grant, give us a wee call, and I'll hopefully be able to point them in the right direction. If it's not with us, whoever, whether it be building control or whatever, you know.
Indeed, indeed. So, David, thanks very much for coming along. Great to hear about you, and that's us. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.